skaber af sig. De nogen gab, ni Felheim, Mustfelheim. Ild, is, tropper falder ind i Jotun skaber af sig. De nogen gab, ni Felheim, Mustfelheim. Ild, is, tropper falder ind i Jotun skaber af sig. De nogen gab, ni Felheim, Mustfelheim. Ild, is, tropper falder ind i Jotun skaber af sig.
Hey, let's march again. Hopefully this is a pretty long quest, or quest heavy lore episode, so at least that's my plan. We're gonna find out what's up with this this captain, what his big deal is, why everyone thinks he's a waste of time.
We need to make a plan. Camelot will soon figure out something's not right.
Don't fret. To the Dolriada, honor matters more than life itself. We gave you our word.
But do you realize taking this temple was a terrible idea, right? It's just gonna speed up Camelot's intervention.
Taking the temple was inevitable.
Why? What do you mean? What do you mean? Are you trying to provoke Camelot into invading? Or do you just not like the All-Mother?
We believe in the same goddess, but we call her Mirror.
That doesn't answer my question. What do you want? You don't look like you're from the tribes. How did you even get in here?
Whoever she is, I can't say she lacks courage. We don't usually take visitors, so she must have found a way to get here. Well, that seems to be a matter for the Horns of the South. I do not need to be involved. I trust you to know what should be shared, and what's best kept to yourself.
I don't know what kind of madness brought you here, flashing that pin, but my friend's right. You've got courage. So tell me, who are you, and what do you need from me? Ha! Good luck with that. Only King Arthur can wield Excalibur. Every fool on Avalon knows that. Ah, Caradoc. Well, that changes things. I had a feeling that pin you're waving around were his. Fine. Yes, every new captain gets a set of secrets passed down from his predecessor. And yes, one of those secrets is how to touch Excalibur and survive. But nothing in life is free. You know that. Do something for me, and I might consider sharing our greatest secret with you. Galahad the Pure is breathing down my neck, and I hate it when somebody's breathing down my neck. Even worse, One Eye's men says he's already set up camp at our old stronghold in the west. In theory, the Horns of the South should be on an equal footing with the Round Table. But that's just theory. In reality, they treat us like we're beneath them. They demand we supply them with food and protect the South, and all we get in return are threats that Galahad will be sent to put us in our place. I met him once. He's no knight. He's a butcher. Bloody windfucker will fly from Camelot to the Horns just to hang half of the garrison for whatever he himself will perceive as disobedience or treason. And, I can assure you, there won't be any investigating when he arrives. Don't tell me you're that naive. Do you know how he earned the title The Pure? It's because he somehow got it into his thick skull that evil is everywhere, and the best way to deal with it is to burn it all away. So, he goes round setting everything on fire. I mean, yeah, sure, it's pure after that, because there's nothing left. Well, except for the charred corpses, but nobody in Camelot seems to care about those. My arse is purer than this guy, even after I take a huge dump. Oh, he's got a lot on his conscience. He leaves a trail of fire and ruins everywhere he goes. He keeps preaching that fire purifies all. Galahad doesn't bother with politics, because he doesn't have to. But from what I've heard, even Camelot's getting tired of him. Sometimes you've got to talk to people. No need to chase after them with a bloody torch. You'll see soon enough how fanatical he is. Galahad's the last thing the Horns of the South need right now. Galahad needs to die, obviously. That'll solve most of our problems. We'll just say he had an unfortunate accident. I don't know, fell on a pitchfork or something, and sweep it under the rug, yeah? But then we can continue our talks with the tribes, and by the time anyone from Camelot decides to act, it'll be too late. Well, what's wrong with that? It's him or us. If we let him snoop around here any longer, he's going to uncover our plan to protect the South. And if that happens, trust me, you'll be going down with me. In theory, the Horns of the South should be on an equal footing with the Round Table. But that's just theory. In reality, they've been trying to suppress us. And the fact they're funding most of our operations, like building the new lighthouse, for instance, doesn't exactly help things. I don't see any way out of this that doesn't end in open war between Camelot and the tribes. Not to mention, half of my men will probably end up burned at the stake for treason or some other drummed-up charges. And I can't openly risk a coup. That would only make matters even more complicated. So, as you can see, you're the only one who can do this. The choice is yours. Yeah, it's that simple.
I don't know. So either we kill him or we kill Galahad. Either way, you're killing someone who's basically a knight of the Round Table. But one gives you the access to Excalibur, which is our overall mission. And from what I understand, in the beginning, the guy who gave us the pin, he's a knight of the Round Table as well. I mean, I don't really think this guy is a bit sketch, if you ask me. He says he wants to protect the South, but it's Camelot that is basically funding their ventures. They're not even self-sufficient. They're getting basically paid by Camelot. So, and then that brings another question. What does Camelot need a second lighthouse for, you know? What's that for? Because the nature of the island, you can't even bring boats in because of the weirdness. So, I don't know. There's a lot going on here that doesn't really make sense. So let's start with this.
Just flash that pin to his guards. They'll let you in without a problem. And now, excuse me, I have things to do before the matter is settled.
We're definitely gonna take a look. I thought we would have a little bit more excitement here, honestly. Interact. Alright. Ah. Hey, that looks familiar. I was expecting a little bit more from that encounter. Huh.
If nothing happens soon, I'll start to...
Nothing ever happens.
We're his personal guard. But you won't be meeting the knight until you tell us why you're here. It's true that this pin obliges me to take you to the knight. But did you actually earn it? Or did you just pluck it from a corpse? Well, that's for Galahad to decide. Go. But bear in mind that Galahad is not a patient man. I only hope your cause is worth his time. Otherwise, we'll be carrying you out in a sack. The door is open. You'll find Galahad inside. Try not to make him angry.
I hope Galahad's a little bit more reasonable than Brendan was. But I kind of doubt it. Look at this dude.
I can hear you. Who goes there? It's shiny, sure, but you clearly have no idea what you're doing. Waving a round table pin in front of a knight of the round table? Not the smartest move. Normally, I throw you out for your arrogance and stupidity. But you're lucky. I've got a soft spot for boldness. And that pin has me curious. Where'd you get it? You mean you found Caradoc's tomb and robbed it? Interesting. And when exactly did this happen? Where did you last see him? I see. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. So what do you want then? The one on the left was questioning my orders. For some reason, he thought his opinions were more important than obedience in the middle of a war. They aren't. The one on the right decided Camelot wasn't paying enough, so he thought that was a good enough excuse to help himself to his comrades' pockets. It wasn't. Ask them. We're going to fight the Dalrita. We're driving that rabble out of the All-Mother's temple. And when we head home, we'll put their heads on pikes at the gates of the Forlorn Swords. That way the rest of those barbarians will know Camelot is still watching over them, even if we have to protect them from themselves.
Oh no, dude.
At the beginning, yes. But they're primitive. They don't respect order. They never will. Arthur gave them the Forlorn Swords, a rich land where they could govern themselves. They were supposed to watch the giants deliver iron and chase after their cousins through the tunnels, or whatever it is that tickles their fancy. But no, that wasn't enough for them. I've always thought Avalon would be better without them. Arthur probably gathered them all in one place, hoping they'd kill each other. But that didn't work, so we'll have to do this the hard way. The war's already here. It's been going on for a while. We're fighting each other in the west, and people are whispering about rebellion in the north. The last thing we need is united tribes. Oh, so you don't know? One Eye's a traitor. He's fooled the younger tribesmen with grand promises of uniting the tribes and marching north. But the Council of Elders is still loyal to us. They want no part in a war. He's just a bandit, abandoned by his own people. When his village fell, no one came to help, and One Eye Like the rat he is, ran. I'm just here to finish what I started. And when the elders see us take down one eye, we won't need to worry about those savages for another 600 years.
Is this guy gonna live that long?
That was the plan. It's my job to keep those lazy fish eaters in check. Camelotian gold flows to them, and I need to make sure they're doing something with it. But the Del Rita showing up. That made things more interesting. Their presence will bring down the South, and I don't let things fall apart on my watch. That's exactly why we need Camelot and the Horns of the South to be strong and united. You do know that the lighthouse of the Horns of the South works like a giant menhir, right? It's why we've ordered them to build another one to strengthen its power. As for how the Del Rita feel about the weirdness, I don't care. I'm here to protect our people, and those tribes are in the way. I know what people say about me. They think I'm a madman who burns everything, a butcher who hangs the innocent. I've heard it all. But I believe that only decisive action gets results. There's no room for mercy when it comes to insubordination, deserters, or heretics. It's the only way to prevent the fall of Avalon.
Okay, so that explains a lot, actually. I wonder what he would say if I asked him, if I told him about this. Because Camelot's basically been keeping Arthur, you know, from being able to be resurrected this entire time. So I wonder if I should go that route and fight with the rebels. Because if I ally myself with Camelot, that's not gonna make things easier to fight. First of all, the weirdness, because they don't seem to be interested in stopping the weirdness, and the weirdness is probably the reason why the Dal Riata or Rata, I don't know why they call it Dal Rata, because you hear different people in the game. The Dalriata themselves call it the Dalriata, and they also call it the Dalrata. So I mean, I wish there was a little bit more consistency on that. But they usually just call them the Dalrata, so I don't know. I wonder. Because if the Dalrata or Dalriata are basically trying to fight the weirdness, because that's their main threat, right? They're just protecting themselves with the lighthouse. They're not really doing anything about the problem. They're just delaying the inevitable. This is just going to happen again.
Marvelous.
Ah. Ow! Ow! Ah! He's after me, Lucky Charms! He's kind of ignoring this one. I wish you would fight that one. Oh, fuck! Get him! How is he healing? Ow! Damn it. Alright. He's almost done. Wow! Of course. He's drinking potions. I mean, solid tech. I do the same thing. Ah! Fuck. Holy. The executioner has come. That was actually pretty intense. Oh shit. Okay, what the heck?
Strike you down! I will be your downfall!
How? Do I have to run? Can I run? Because I'm not making any progress with those guys. I can run.
You are nothing but a peasant!
dear. $700. Am I okay? Oh wow. Get out of the way. Donut. Let's do this. Get him out of my way. Where are they shooting from? What the heck? I can't fast travel while in combats? I can't even see them. Oh. Good work, minions. wonder if I can go in here again. Whether or not those...
We may be in for a fight.
Oh, yep, they are. Alright.
I will be your downfall.
I may have goofed. I think I just hit my own minion. Okay, he's actually... Alright. That was exciting. I even ran out of potions. Well, quick slotted potions, that is. Wow. "15 endurance." "9 strength." Flick 70 born. That's intense. Galahad Knight's Tabard. 9 pounds. My bank 1. I can use the Knight's gear? After I get this one, I can probably do these. Oh yeah, I wanted to rest. Let's do it at the bed, actually, so I get well rested. Well rested XP. I got Arthur memories. Maybe we'll go to our fireplace as well. Oh. Oh.
It's nice to have a break.
Oh yeah, we're gonna sell our goodies.
Nice to see you.
Just don't ask where I got the stuff, hey bro. Ho ho ho. 135. 9 strength. Yeah, I think it's over here. By this tomb. Ooh. Wrecked him. So it looks like my fire doesn't stick around. Oh man. Alright. I kind of want to hear what Arthur has to say. Let's talk, dude. Oh, wow.
Perhaps. I cannot say for certain. My memory remains too clouded. It seems familiar. I do not feel my soul bound to it, but I know our path shall lead us here, one way or another. Something lingers beyond this gate. Something ancient. That much I know. We'll find the truth soon enough. How could I? It took place after my death, and I was not summoned back when it happened. Yet I believe they did what had to be done. If the Four-Dweller was a threat, one that could neither be questioned nor studied, then he had to die. You do not understand how dreadful these creatures are. Even with the weirdness weakened, they remain formidable foes. We cannot fault these people for defending themselves. Much the same, he was a fierce warrior, determined to win at any cost. I watched him closely, and I found him too consumed by cruelty. That is why I chose Sebel and Palamedes as my closest confidants, not him. Yet this Galahad still seems devoted to Camelot and the old ways, and he remains just as fierce.
Okay.
Too quiet.
Sage? I wonder if I should buy some sage.
I don't know how to thank you. Great thanks to you. Grow there.
Nothing ever happens.
Nothing ever happens. I wonder if he wants me to create some cheese for him. That would blow his mind.
I'd rather face blades than boredom.
Oh, look who's here. How's the destiny of the South graced my humble abode? You just killed a knight of the Round Table and you have no questions about what it was for. Really? Because sometimes the best defense is a good offense. We were backed into a corner. You know, it was us or him. First off, he represented Camelot, and we're done with their influence. No more of their wars. Second, after the massacre of One Eye's tribe, his death was convenient for both of us. And when the tribes finally unite and come down from the mountains, there's a good chance he might leave us alone. He figured me out. He knew what I'd discovered, and he wanted to stop me. And proof that Camelot is rotten to the core, and that allying with the tribes is the right choice. I didn't plan to tell you, but my one-eyed friend convinced me. Since you took down Galahad, you deserve to know. As a reward for your help, I'll share this secret with you. Here, take this seal. In the sunken village, you'll find the entrance to Seawall's crypt. Everyone knows the story of how the evil druid sealed and flooded the place. It's true, well, at least part of it. But the real story is why they sealed and flooded it. One Eye broke the old seals and replaced them with his own. If you want to see what Camelot was so desperate to hide, you'll find your answers there. They thought drowning a village would keep it secret. Behind the statue, you'll find where to use the seal. Once you do, you'll see that history is very different from what we've been telling ourselves. If that doesn't convince you that Camelot's foundations are more crap-coloured than tinged with ivory, then nothing will. I won't tell you anything more. I'd hate to spoil the surprise. I'll catch up with you later, and we'll talk. I'm sure you'll understand exactly what I mean.
The plot thickens.
I wasn't made to wait. I was made to end things.
The first step into a new land is always momentous, especially when it bears the mark of a bold man. Guided by the All-Mother's divine will, King Arthur appointed Sewell Firstfoot to prepare Avalon for his royal majesty's arrival. Not every land is worthy of Uther Pendragon's son. Planting the king's banner inland, Sewell declared Avalon a new beginning. "We take this land under the king's jurisdiction," Sewell vowed, "and all who dwell here shall forever remain under his grace and protection." Camelot and the Horns of the South became symbols of this divine rule. Sewell and his keepers ensured their fires never wavered, heralding the dawn of the era of Avalon. Sewell Firstfoot's legacy isn't just etched in stone or heroic deeds. It's also in the humanity revealed in the field journal he wrote during his greatest trials. The vulnerability and doubt in those entries offer lessons even today. In the Four Dweller Wars, Sewell battled fiercely across the South, reclaiming land from the grasp of the weirdness. His writings capture the weight of those struggles. We can only hope this war nears its end. No tidings have reached us. Was the messenger lost to the road or consumed by the weirdness? Tomorrow we approach the enemy defenses. The rain has stopped after weeks. Some see it as a sign from the All-Mother. I told my men our blades are guided by faith and pride, though I wonder, do we still have any left? He fell at dawn on the 5th day of the ash moon, waves crashing against the cliffs below. The horns of the south stood defended, but at the cost of Sewell Firstfoot's life, a loss that left an irreplaceable void. Sewell, the first of the keepers, was entombed. In a cliffside crypt. 6 of his most loyal men, clad in full armor, willingly joined him, sealed alive in an adjacent chamber. Knights from across Avalon attended, priestesses sang prayers, and nobles reflected on mortality. Legend speaks of a hidden complex beneath the ceremonial chamber, where offerings in Sewell's memory rest near holy water. His spirit is said to stand vigil, bound by loyalty to the horns. Only those who recover his lost blade and lay it with reverence in his grave may enter. Whether this is truth or legend, none can say. Those who knew are long gone, and some mysteries must remain unanswered. Ah! What are those? I can't believe that missed. Get out of the way. That didn't even hit him either. Oh my goodness. Are you ready? I should have made some food.
I know this place. I remember it, although my memory is still clouded. I was here with Merlin. We had a disagreement about something important. It was here that the idea of how to end the war with the Four Dwellers first took shape. But what happened next is still unclear. I don't remember. And yet, I know it had something to do with Seawall, a place of his eternal rest. But something is wrong. It doesn't feel like a tomb. Be cautious.
Oh, it's a tomb, alright. Just not for Seawall. Right? What are those? Brother, what are those? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. He had 6 of his most loyal followers entombed in his tomb with him. And thus spake Arthur, See well, this land do I give unto thee, to govern and protect, for thy courage and wisdom shall be the foundation of the South. A mighty fortress shalt thou raise, and defend the South with all thy strength, that thy stronghold may be equal in greatness to Camelot. Guard the South with thy valiant breast, as thou hast guarded me. I now journey north, for those lands do call for my aid. Let my faithful Merlin aid thee with counsel in this darkest of hours. And Sewell did reply, This Merlin is thy right hand, my lord, and his will I shall take as thine own. Doubt not my loyalty, O king. I shall do as thou hast asked. And Arthur did depart for the north, leaving his servant Merlin by Sewell's side, the sorcerer. Then Merlin took a great cauldron, black as the night, and Sewell once more took the first step, as he did in the days of yore, when first he set foot upon the shores of Avalon, and thus was the will of destiny fulfilled. As Sewell proved himself to be the highest loyalty, and the horns of the South are equal to Camelot, it is my will that Excalibur be guarded by the keepers of the South after my death. Let my sword rest in the courtyard of the horns, as a testament to the eternal friendship between our houses. In times of distress my sword shall be drawn, but only by the one who proves himself worthy. I entrust the secret of how to prove one's worth to the captain, and urge all captains that come after to pass on this knowledge to their successors, until comes a day when the worthy one appears, and the secret is revealed unto them. So help me, All Mother and all the gods of the homelands. Yoo-hoo!
You are not him. You are different. I am Sewell Firstfoot, the one who scouted the land before the traitor Arthur set foot on it. I was loyal. I was devoted. Arthur wanted more. Arthur betrayed me. Yes, it is my legacy. The jewel of the South, the safe haven of honorable men. I've been here for so long, it doesn't matter anymore. The Dalriata promised me revenge. They understand what happened here. Everyone who comes here has the right to ask. I was the most loyal of Arthur's men. I was the first to go ashore and take on any danger that might arise in this new and unfamiliar land. Then came the war. I fought by his side, shielded him with my own body. I trusted him. But Arthur wanted more.
Arthur longed to possess a power equal to that of our enemies. So Merlin decided our king must first become immortal. Only then could he achieve greatness. But Merlin needed volunteers. Trusted people to go first to make sure that his methods were effective. So we wouldn't risk Arthur's life in trying to grant him immortality. They thought I had died, so they buried me. Arthur's greed and Merlin's obsession made me what I am now. Arthur should have made sure. They thought I was dead, but I heard everything. I know there were others after me. I know that the king didn't hesitate to do anything to achieve his goal. He experimented on all the knights, abusing their oath. He told them it was for the greater good. Their lives, our lives, meant nothing to him.
The greater good.
Arthur doomed his people to eternal suffering. Their names forgotten. Their loyalty abused. He sacrificed the lives of the noblest of men. And this is the greatest possible betrayal. We cannot be helped. We cannot be killed. The Daliata promised to burn down Camelot, avenge the memory of all my brothers. Camelot was built on betrayal. People have the right to live in truth. When Camelot falls, we will finally be free. Build a new world. Let the dead leave this one.
Really? Are we convinced? Oh.
And? What do you think? Well, you look at it this way. Seawall, the founder of the famous stronghold in the south, Arthur's legendary aide and his trusted friend in reality, meant nothing to him. I feel bad for him, when I think about it, 600 years spent in a tomb, fully aware. But what does it matter? I mean, perhaps it doesn't matter to you or me, but there are people who'll be shattered by it. It'll open their eyes and disprove everything they believed in until now. I couldn't come up with it if I tried. I didn't even have to try because it's all true. To some extent, at least. Oh, maybe not. But who cares what actually happened? At first glance, it's proof enough of how corrupt Camelot is. How Arthur used his most loyal friend, the founder of the Horns of the South, for his own gain. How he doomed him to eternal suffering. Who cares if it's true? Can't you see how powerful this message is? Even if it's just a fable, it's a different fable than the one we've already been told, eh? It's definitely more powerful than all the hogwash we've been fed for all these years.
We don't know the whole story. We don't know Merlin's side of things. Because as far as we know, Sewell, he volunteered for this. Because Merlin didn't know the effects. He didn't know it was going to work like that. It doesn't mean that they have no hope either, you know? When Arthur comes back, does that mean he can do something about it? Like, there's too many questions. There's too many questions that they're grasping at straws for, and they're basically creating a coup to just because the information that they were provided is different than what they were told. But sometimes people in leadership positions, they have to tell a story not to cover up what actually happened, but to make it more palatable for the general public. But it doesn't mean that they were wrong in the actions that they had.
Well, now we found ourselves in what I'd probably call a clusterfuck. And somehow you unwittingly became the most important person in the region, because your decision will change how the entire situation unfolds. You see, the boys from the Horns of the South are split down the middle. Some will back me, but others won't, understand what I'm trying to do. The latter, like Feargas, are the traditionalists, and they know me a little bit too well. If I came to them with this revelation, they'd think it was a conspiracy. But if someone from the outside, someone Feargas trusts, steps in and convinces him, you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I do see where he's going with this, but that lies the problem, right? Why did the leaders choose that narrative? Because sometimes the opposite is more detrimental to the general public. You know? You have to consider that. It's like this has got I don't know if this is off base or anything, but it feels like the same as the Epstein files, you know? Or let's say an alien conspiracy. You know, if you heard that aliens were real, right? Would you, quote unquote, keep it a secret so that the general public didn't, think, oh no, we're gonna get conquered by aliens that have significantly better or higher intelligence or, more advanced weaponry or something like that? Or would you just keep it a well-known secret? Because maybe the aliens are non-violent, or let's say there are aliens that are within the government that are helping control and make sure that our world stays a peaceable nation. But when you consider those things, if you were to tell the general public all of these things, they could come to their own conclusions, and then by doing so, you're creating a rift in the people. You're basically saying that even there might be some individuals or some people that don't really agree with how the leaders chose to handle things, right? And they would do it differently. You see, this is going to happen with both sides of the story. If you were to expose it, then you have another faction that'll come through and say, you know what, maybe we should just cover this up so that it's a little bit easier for regular people to understand. You know, so I can see it as kind of taking this kind of teeter-totter in a way where if you were to explain it to people like that, then suddenly the other side would start to would start to mess around, you know? So which side is easier and more palatable for the general public, for the regular people? Because if you're going to be dealing with it either way, what would be less harmful for everyone? And even though you think maybe everyone should know, maybe that's the same issue. Because then you'll have other people that say, oh no, maybe they shouldn't know. They don't need to know everything. And that's kind of how I see like the CIA and what they do in order to affect the different opinions of the people, and they kind of cover up different conspiracies in that way. Because I can see it going both ways. I wonder. I think for now, it would be a little bit more interesting to find out how deep this goes. Because when you're on the outside looking in, yeah, you can make up all the stories in the world that you want to go ahead and justify. But if you don't know the truth, how can you make an actual, you know, educated opinion or educated decision on what's going on? You know, you can't really say that they're right or wrong when all you know is what they've told you.
That's what I wanted to hear. I knew I could count on you. Go talk to Feargas. Get him to visit this place. After you're done, please visit me in the temple. I just hope Feargas shows some sense and doesn't let his pride take over.
I don't understand why he didn't take Fergus himself. Why does he need me to do it? I think we were right about this episode, though. It is quite the story. Pays pain, bitch. Now, the whole reason why the druids flooded this town, I thought that was going to be a little bit more involved. Other than just saying, oh yeah, Seawolf's not dead. You know? When you look at it that way. If my hunch is correct, we're still gonna need to learn about everything that's going on, because if we're technically playing the character that is to be the worthy one, we're gonna need to know that information.
Oh, really? And here I thought the Horns of the South had no secrets left to hide from me. But go ahead, surprise me.
Oh, you would be surprised. I mean, there's two.
Have I ever mentioned I'm not a big fan of your sense of humor? Now, tell me what you really want, or walk away. In silence, preferably. This isn't funny. I'm no Galahad, burning people at the stake for heresy, but I don't appreciate this kind of behavior either. Still,
Come on, brother.
Judging by the look on your face, you actually believe you've stumbled onto something important. All right then. I'll go and check it out. See what's got you so worked up. It might even be nice to get out of here for a change. I saw what you wanted me to see.
Wow, that was
we need
quick.
to talk. Honestly, I'm not sure what to think. Everything I believed has been seriously challenged. I need some time to get used to it. Why did you show this to me? Because it could be that I'd be better off not knowing. What they did to Seawall is unthinkable and absolutely unforgivable. What will the other keepers say? What will happen to the Horns of the South? And what about Camelot? Everything we believed was a lie.
It's the Seawall Files.
You're right. In the end, it doesn't matter what Camelot was back then. What matters is what we are now. And we did everything in our power to keep the South safe, and to keep our lighthouse on through every storm. But this will be the end of the Horns of the South. No young man will join our ranks when hundreds of years of our history are gurgling down the drain. Any ideas? It sounds better than the alternative. That we're a bunch of fools believing in children's fables of knightly honor, valor, and purity. And we'll have to give everyone some hope to cling to after the truth about Seawall comes out. All right. I assume Brandon put you up to this, so you can go and congratulate him. He won. I'll support this case, if only for the safety and well-being of our boys. I don't have to like it one bit, but I can try to make it easier for the garrison.
Yeah, see, he's definitely on the side of we need to keep the general public from freaking out about the release of the aliens.
What a nice day. Oh, hello there. Could use some action.
Don't trust candies.
Don't trust candies. I wouldn't trust the candies either.
Ah, you're back. So, what news do you bring? Did you talk to Feargas? Good. Just as I expected. I do feel for the boy. He really loved Camelot. Probably the last truly loyal keeper. But he had to know the truth. I knew his honor wouldn't let him hide it from the others in the Horns. Nicely done. Now, I'll get One Eye, and together we'll go to the Horns with the good news. Not everyone will be happy about it. Well, that's for me to deal with. Those who don't support us will be released from their oath, and I'll ensure they're safe until they leave the South. After that, whatever they choose to do is up to them.
That's reasonable.
Brothers, today marks a new chapter in the history of the Horns of the South. Today, we put an end to fear and poverty.
I like how my
I
minions got in there.
understand your pain. I know you feel helpless in the face of the looming terror of the weirdness. Camelot has abandoned us, brothers. For years, they've given us no aid. All they do is take our resources, send us to senseless slaughter, and keep us in the dark. Camelot doesn't see us as equals. They've forgotten Seawall Firstfoot's legacy and the promise King Arthur made to us. We were meant to stand as equals. We were meant to be just as powerful as them. And all this time, do you know what they've done to the founder of the Horns of the South? For over 600 years, Seawall has been alive, forgotten by King Arthur and all of Camelot. You don't have to take my word for it. Seawall's tomb is open. Go and see for yourselves. I say, enough. Enough of being fed a rotten myth that turned out to be one great lie. We swore loyalty to the torturers of one of the noblest knights to ever walk Avalon. I say, enough! We will no longer honour an oath made to dishonourable people. We won't let ourselves be exploited any longer. But, my brothers, I bring news. Galahad the Pure, the same Galahad who threatened to burn half our garrison at the stake, is dead. Galahad's death is our chance to break free from Camelot. Enough lies. No more risking everything for those who only know how to take.
Ironic.
You're probably wondering, how can we protect the South on our own? How can we defend ourselves when Camelot comes to reclaim their slaves? Yes, that's what we are to them. I know the lockdown of the fortress surprised you, and for that, I truly apologise, but it was necessary to keep you from attacking our new allies, the Del Rita tribes, led by One Eye.
I know, my brothers, I know. This must be a shock, especially since I didn't share my plans with you earlier. But hear me out. Thanks to this alliance between the Orns of the South and the Dal Riada tribes, we are securing the safety of the South and our independence from Camelot.
The tribes will provide us with the military support our depleted ranks desperately need. The tribes will help us rid the South of the bandits who've plagued our people for years. Together, we'll share knowledge and resources to ensure a better future for all Southerners.
We will not drain your resources. In fact, we'll replenish your armories and fill your pantries. We'll stand together, fighting side by side to bring peace and order back to the South. In return, all we ask is your loyalty. If you see a brother from the Dal Riada fight in the Camelotian, stand with our brother. That's all.
Of course, if anyone isn't in favour of this alliance, you have the right to leave the service. I declare a new era for the Horns of the South. Those who don't wish to help build this future are released from their oaths. To those who choose to stay, I promise a good life, and you won't face any more threats. Now, brothers, return to your duties and rest easy. The Horns of the South will endure, and soon we'll be stronger than ever before.
Alrighty then. Teach me the secret. To the Excalibur.
An honest matter. What do you need?
What?
Ah, right. See, the problem with Excalibur, or indeed any of King Arthur's blades, is that you need to prove you're worthy of wielding it. How are you supposed to do that? Hell knows. But if the pin that secured your entry to the Horns has led you here, I think I know what the one who gave it to you might have been thinking. You see, There are many different legends. According to one of them, there are a few places on Avalon where you can prove yourself worthy, whatever that means. And one of those places, as you can probably guess, is nearby. Have you seen the old gong in the sunken village? Well, many years ago, when people still went to the woods for a shit instead of using a privy, it was part of a certain ritual. Only the people who passed the ritual could become keepers. Well, none of the living keepers were recruited that way, so we don't really know what happens during the ritual. That's why Galahad now appoints keepers and the captain chooses them. It's just safer that way. I only know that you need to sound the gong and then lie down to sleep at its base. If you wake up, I mean when you wake up again in the morning, you'll know you've been deemed worthy. Unfortunately, the gong is broken, so first you'll need to find a way to fix it, and since it's made of weird steel, that's not going to be easy, is it? Fortunately, Osprey should be able to help you. A little bird told me he likes to play with weird steel when nobody's looking. Just tell him I sent you, and he won't give you any trouble. Of course, they tried. It turns out the keepers who passed the ritual could hold it longer than anyone else. Maybe it'll be enough for what you need, and maybe something entirely different will happen. It's your risk and your decision. Then you'll have to find someone smarter than me, because I already told you everything I know. Well, I'm not going to lie. From what I've heard, many people never woke up. They fell into eternal slumber, so well, that's why we abandoned the tradition. And those who woke up were changed, and none of them ever wanted to say exactly what happened there. Go, and may the southern wind be in your favour. If you need anything from the old captain, you know where to find me.
Hope nothing bad.
Why would you want to fix it? Do you even know what it is?
Take some advice from an old man. If there's a giant, ancient statue that somebody tried to turn to dust, they must have had a good reason for it.
Well, if you put it that way, then I suppose I have to tell you the truth. Otherwise, the terror from the sea will bite me in the ass while I bathe.
Of course I can fix it. I've been doing this kind of thing since I could swing a hammer. It's a skill we pass down from master to apprentice, generation to generation. Nothing fancy, just good old blacksmithing. Obviously, though, you'd have to bring me a couple things so that I can actually do it.
What? Really?
Riordan's back, and with the Dalrita, no less. Bold move. Let's hope he knows what he's doing, or the keep's going to be in for one hell of a mess. How did you, Oh, forget it. I don't even want to know. Just give me a moment.
Here. That should do it. Do whatever you need to if you're really sure about this. But please try to come back alive.
Alright. Meteorite ore. Oh man. Oh man. Ooh, it increases. I think I do want to switch my armor set though. Kind of. Wow. .5. I can make boots, but I can't make pants. Maybe I'll check out the other ones. Huh. Oh yeah. I think I'm gonna do, what, 9 strength? Or should I do endurance? Let me check what gear sets I have in the bank. I might respec as well. We'll see. Okay. 10 endurance, 5 practicality. It's a really good mask. But 8 dexterity and 8 perception is crazy. 15 endurance. Oh wow. It's pretty sick too. Seven strength. Where's my Revenant helm? Oh, there it is. 5 perception. I may use this and then upgrade them. Also, that's pretty good. Wow, look at that one. I can even use them. Alright. Sick. Alright then. It also gives me a little bit more weight to work with. How is this thing so light?
I like it when things are quiet.
Do you now? Ah! Oh my goodness. It's literally every single piece. Except for these. And this. Nice, and that one too. I think we will upgrade this one. Well, maybe we'll wait. Let's go rest. Now we're gonna rest at the other place. Get our well rested buff.